Okay, we have today a derivative question for a calculus student. And we have the derivative of a absolute value. Okay, so the trick or the technique that's going to help take the derivative here is to understand that there we go. The absolute value of x, well, we can think of that as x squared, right? If we square x, it's going to make it positive. And then we can take the square root of x squared to bring it back to the positive square root, which would be the positive of x. So even if you had a negative x value, let's say absolute value of -2, well, if we square -2 and then take the square root, well, square of -2 is 4, and then square root of 4 is 2, which is in fact the absolute value of -2. So we're going to use that principle to rewrite our absolute value. This function f of x can be written as 5 minus the square root of x minus 5 squared. Okay. Now, I prefer when I'm taking derivatives to be using roots in terms of powers. So I'm going to rewrite this as 5 minus x minus 5 squared, all raised to the 1/2. Okay, so now I can just take the derivative using power rule and chain rule. So the derivative of f is going to be, well, this first term, derivative of a constant, is 0, so that's gone. Now we need to look at the outside function. The outside function is this, and that's all raised to the 1/2. So let's use the power rule. Let's drop that exponent down in front. Okay, now we're going to compose it compose it with the inside. That's going to be x minus 5 squared. Okay, and that's all going to be raised to the -1/2 because we have to decrement the exponent by 1. Okay, well, we need to now use the chain rule and take the derivative of the inside function, or multiply by the derivative of the inside function. Well, the inside function is this piece right here. Okay, so if we multiply or take the derivative of that piece, drop the exponent in front, compose it of the inside, decrement the exponent by 1, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside, which in this case is just 1. Okay, so that's the derivative. Probably going to want to clean it up a little bit. So let's see, what are we going to be left with in the numerator? This term, this factor right here is going to go to the denominator because of that negative exponent, and we'll be left with 2 times x minus 5 in the numerator. Okay, and of course we'll have this this negative as well. So it's going to be -2 times x minus 5 over, we're going to have that a 2 in the bottom from that 1/2, and I'm going to write this, since I know that raising to the second power and then taking the square root is the same as the absolute value, I'm going to rewrite this piece back as an absolute value. So 2 times x minus 5. Okay. Well, the 2's cancel out, and our final answer would be x minus 5 over the absolute value of x minus 5. This is the derivative of our original function.